Please subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon to get all the latest updates. And yes, it is absolutely free.
So now we would see the third type category of VB script operators, which is called as the logical operators. So logical operators are of four types: and, or, not, and XOR. Okay, so I'll explain this with the help of an Excel sheet. Okay, so let's say for the AND operator we have two expression. Okay, so expression 1 and expression 2. Okay, and we will see what would be the result for the different scenarios while using the AND operator. So let's say in the first scenario, expression 1 returns me the value as true, and expression 2 also returns the value as true. So in this case, when I use the AND operator for expression 1 and expression 2, since both are true, it should return me the value as true. Okay. In the second scenario, when expression 1 is true but expression 2 is false, so in this case the result would be false. In the third scenario, when expression 1 is false, okay, but expression 2 is true, in that case also the result would be false. And the fourth scenario, when both expression 1 and 2 are false, in that scenario also the result would be false. So the conclusion is, for AND operator to return the result or the output as true, it is necessary that both the expressions are true. Only then the result for the AND operator would return as true. If either of the expression is false, or if both the expressions are false, the output would be false. Okay, so don't worry, I'll be explaining this with an example. I'll execute that example for you, but just try to understand the concept of it. Okay, so this is how the AND operator works. The second one is called as the OR operator. Okay, so in OR operator, when expression 1 and expression 2 is true, okay, in that case the result would return the value as true. Okay. In the second scenario, when expression 1 is true but expression 2 is false, still the result would return the value as true. In scenario 3, where expression 1 is false but expression 2 is true, in this scenario also the result would return the value as true. Okay. And in the fourth scenario, when both the expressions are false, only in this case the result would return the value as false. Right, so the point here to be noted is that for OR operator, if either of the expression is true, or if both the expressions are true, then the result would always be true. Only if both the expressions are false, it would return the value as false. Else it would always return the value as true. Okay. So this is how the OR operator works. Then we will see what is called as the XOR operator. So the XOR operator, in the first scenario, when both the expressions are true, it would return the value as false. In the second scenario, when the expression 1 is true and expression 2 is false, it would return the value as true. In the third scenario, when expression 1 is false and expression 2 is true, in that case also the result would return the value as true. In the fourth scenario, when both the expressions are false, it would return the value or the result as false. So here we can understand that for XOR, when both the expressions are of the same value, which is either both are true or both are false, in that case the result would return the value as false. Whereas in scenario where both the expressions are of different, uh, boolean value, which is either true or false, the result would return the value as true. Okay, so this is how the XOR logic works. And there's one last logical operator called as NOT. Okay, so this is very simple. So there's just one expression 1. So when it is true, the result would be false, and when it is false, the result will be true. Okay, just the exact opposite of the expression. Okay, so this is how these 4 different types of logical operator works. Okay, so now we will see few scenarios of all these 4 logical operators and see how it works. So let me remove the logs of previous execution and let me store some values over here. So we have declared 2 variables A and B. Let A store the value as true and let B store the value as false. Okay, and now let's try some scenario from the AND operator. Okay, so let's say now since expression 1 is true and expression 2 is false, right? So what is the expected output? It should return me the value as false, is it not? So let's check it out. So print A and B. Okay, so A is true and B is false. What should be the output? When I use the AND operator, it should return me the value as false. Correct? So if I press F5, it gives me the output as false. Correct? Now let's say I make the value of B as true, and of course A is already true. So in this case, when both the expressions are true, the output of the AND operator should return me the value as true, right? So let's see if it works as expected. I'm pressing F5 to execute. I hit enter. And if you see in the output, it has returned me the value as true. Okay, so similarly you can check for the remaining 2 scenarios in the AND operator, which is both are false and when expression 1 is false and expression 2 is true. Okay, so you can do that as a self-study. So let's now see the OR operator. Okay, so again we will see a couple of scenarios for the OR operator. So let this be the same value, A and B both are true, and now if I check the OR operator for these 2 variables, A or B, wherein A and B both has value as true, and if I say 5, sorry, let's try running this again. Yeah, so when both the values of A and B are true, in the OR operator the result would always be true. Okay, so now let's say if I have expression 1 as false and expression 2 as true, so let us see what happens in that case. So let's save this, and now if I run it, the output is true, right? Because I'm using the OR operator, and the OR operator logic says when expression 1 is false but expression 2 is true, the output should always be true. Okay, so we have seen two scenarios here for the OR operator. Now we will see scenario for XOR logic. Okay, the XOR logical operator. So we have the scenario wherein expression 1 is false and expression 2 is true. Okay, so let's keep the value as is. Let's change the operator to XOR, and now if I run this, it has given me the output as true. Okay, so this is again as expected. So now let's say I keep both expression 1 and 2 to true, and then let us see what is the output for XOR. Okay, so now both the expressions are storing the value as true, and now if I run this, it returns me the value as false, which is expected, right, for the XOR logic. And finally we will see the NOT logic. Okay, so in this case we just need one variable, that is A. Okay, so I can for now ignore B. Okay, so when A is true, and if I'm using the NOT operator, it will print me the exact opposite value of true, which is false. So just see if it works as expected. It does, right? So it has returned me the value as false. And now if I change the value of A to false, and if I execute now using the NOT operator, there we go, we have got the value as true, right? So which is again an expected way a NOT operator functions. So with this we have seen the different types of logical operators and how it functions in different scenarios.
If you find this video helpful, don't forget to press like, share it with your friends, and add your comments for free.